Hey, yeah, Titan friends. Welcome to another episode of Gardening Thursdays. I'm going to give the wife the phone and she's going to talk about the blue of a Giga garden bed. But for this video, we're just going to talk about kind of what we plan on planting and seeing if any of it actually works this year. But yeah, so I'll let her take over first and talk about the blue bed, and then I'll be back with you.
Hey guys, so I got this bed. I got this bed finished up. I have a cucamelon, which is also called a mouse melon right here. It's like a tiny, it's like a tiny little watermelon looking cucumber. And then on this side, let me put that down, I have an Indian snake cucumber from Baker's Creek. It's supposed to get really long, and this is also supposed to get long. This is a Chinese green noodle, also from Baker's Creek. We are going to see how well they do on this small trellis since they're supposed to be long, but we've never grown those varieties before. And then y'all also saw me put some strips down here in the middle. That was carrots, a kaleidoscope blend because I like colorful things. But as you can see, they have the seeds inside. Looks to be about every inch apart, but I left it doubled up like this, so hopefully it still works. But I did about 3 rows of that down here in the middle, so it should not interfere with the trellis, but hopefully they grow okay. Carrots and me did not do well last year, but fingers crossed for this year.
Okay, so now we're back. So, we talked about the blue bed. What about the old Vajiga garden bed, dearest? What are we planting in it?
Probably gonna do 1 tomato on each side. I'm not sure which kind yet. There's like a bajillion on the porch. Then probably some bush beans up front. And some carrots in the middle, and maybe some pole beans in the back area.
So we're going to go show off a couple other garden beds and talk about the plans for those. It is a late start for us. This video is in mid-June, but we're going to see what we can see and see what we can grow. So let's go show some more stuff. So this is the melon patch that we grew melons, pumpkins, and cantaloupe in last year. It did really well. We had the neighbor come through and till it for us. He had a nice little tractor and he tilled it up. Awful kind of him. The cantaloupes we did were a sweet variety of cantaloupes, sugar cube cantaloupes. And if you like sweet cantaloupes, they were absolutely delicious. So we're going to overplant those this year. Last year we overplanted the watermelons, and we had great watermelons. Even though they're, a lot of people say they're hard to grow. Apparently this area is just super good at growing watermelons. Because we were getting like 40, 50, 60 pounder watermelons and got a lot of them. The cantaloupes were so much better and people loved them, and like our kids tore those up. So we're gonna do more cantaloupes this year in this patch. All right, so this is our big patch for the year. We had a neighbor till it up. Again, kind neighbors, 2 neighbors actually helped till it up. The unfortunate part is we let it regrow with grass. So back there, we tried to burn off the grass. It's slowly working, but this patch is like 90 by 45. So it's like 450 square foot, and we're doing like a little patch at a time. It's not gonna work. So what we're thinking about doing is black tarping it. I didn't want to do black tarp, but it's what it is. And at least the black tarp will kill off all of this grass, because all the greenery you see, it's not plants. Now, dearest, what are we growing in here?
A little bit over here, probably some of the peppers that we have. Then a little bit further, come and do some of the tomatoes. And then a little bit further, do some different slicing cucumbers, pickling cucumbers. Then do a good bit of bush beans. And then all the way over there, there's actually some already planted of zucchinis and squashes.
So originally with this patch, we had like rows of stuff that we were going to do, like 1 row of corn, 1 row of beans, 1 row of this, 1 row of that.
I still have that.
But anyway, with the Vajiga garden beds and with the boxes that we have on the back of the house, it's kind of limited what we need to put out here. All right, so we're back here at the back side of the carport house. We got all these little black boxes. They were in front of the house last year. There was a lot of sunshine, so it killed off a lot of stuff. But we did, I mean, pretty decently. What all did we grow in it last year, dearest?
Some cucumbers that got way overgrown. Some zucchini, a bunch of lettuce and spinach.
The one right behind her is onions.
Onion.
And they're almost ready to be pulled. That one right there is garlic. We pulled it the other day. We had 6 or 7 things of garlic.
A couple of them.
And then lettuce, and so early this spring.
Lettuce, strawberries, and I had 2 spinaches down there.
Yeah, so early this spring, we had a bunch of lettuce growing in these 2 pots. We still got some, but with the weight,
bolted and have started to flower. I've got a loofah plant that I need to put back here, and then probably do some peas, black-eyed peas, Swiss chard, and some more of that lettuce.
Yeah, so again, just more space. If you have boxes, then use the boxes. One thing that we didn't do last year, one of these boxes last year was for potatoes. That did not do well.
No.
But we do have potato bags that we are probably going to get into this week. And hopefully they do better in the bags than they did the box, because in the box, we got 1 big potato, and the rest were like, meh.
Baby potatoes.
So, hopefully they do better in the bags. But yeah, we will show you some more stuff. So while we're making this video, she's like, oh, we need to pull the onions. So I guess we're going to pull the onions.
So if they're bent over like this, that's as much as they're going to go. But like this one's still pretty strong and hefty. But there's a couple that have toppled over. So that one didn't do hardly nothing. That's terrible. Oh. I don't know what happened. That's even worse.
Those are pitiful onions.
They are. Well, you can see the ones back here. At least they're popping through the dirt. So at least I know that these are going to be bigger. But I don't know what happened with these.
Those look like field onions.
They do. Well, that one's a little bigger.
Oh, it's red.
Technically, it would be called purple, but still not that big. We'll give the ones in the back a couple more days. And I don't know how long it's going to take these 3 to finally fall over. But that was terrible.
Alright, y'all. So this is the former chicken coop. We no longer have chickens in here. We got a couple over yonder. But this is the former chicken coop. And one thing that we figured out is all of this green stuff is not grass, which is nice. Don't know necessarily what a lot of these plants are, but not all of them are grass. So the wife's gonna kind of take over and show some of the volunteers, I guess is what she calls them, and we'll talk about them.
Well, first off, there's 3 tomatoes right here. Like this one's already got a baby on it. I didn't even notice that one over there.
Another tomato.
And there's another one right there. There's 2 right there. There's 2 more here. Oh, wait. There's some kind of something here, either watermelon or pumpkin or something. Well, there's 1 tomato there. There's 1 here.
And then there's that on the outside of the fence.
No, right. And there's all that mess right here with, before I step on any of them. This one did have, that one was already rotted. It did have a baby plant on the outside. There's another tomato right there. Now come closer. Pumpkins and watermelons look really similar when they're first starting, so I'm still not entirely sure yet, but it is prickly. More of whatever that is. So 1, 2, 3. I think that one, yeah, this one's the one that's got the babies on it.
So again, this was the critter patch. Used it for like a year, 2 years. Not everything is weeds, which is cool. It's interesting. Like, we used to toss a bunch of food down here for them, you know, whatever, melons, cantaloupes, pumpkins, tomatoes. So this fence line right here, right behind me, is kind of like where everything goes downhill. And so the benefit of that was they had a watering hole over in this corner. We tossed a bunch of food in this corner, and it seems like it all just kind of washed down this line. So again, they're volunteers. We're not really going to mess with them. We're not really going to make sure that they're good, right? They decide to grow on their own. We're going to see if they can grow on their own.
Besides checking for hornworms.
Yeah, we're going to check for hornworms. But it's pretty interesting that we have more tomato plants out here than the ones that we attempted to grow from seed on the porch, because I think most of our seedlings died.
They did, but I replanted them.
Yeah, so she cheated and went to the store and bought a bunch of them. Anyways, so it's pretty interesting, right? Volunteer plants, if you know what you look for, right? Me personally, I thought it was all grass, so I would just come in here and cut it all down with a lawnmower.
He was going to.
Yeah, apparently it's not. Good thing my lawnmower don't fit in the fence line. Yeah, besides the tomato, we really don't know what half these things are. We know what the tomato plants look like, but the yellow one that she was talking about on the fence line right here
Could be one of
like
3 or 4 things. So
so we'll figure it out whenever it grows fruit. Again, that's all the places that we're growing this year, and we're going to attempt to grow a lot of stuff, and who knows, maybe we'll go like super awesome grow and be able to feed the neighbors and the neighbors' neighbors, and maybe we won't get much of anything. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.